Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Ron, and welcome to the new segment I'm going to call What's the Damage? On this channel, I do a lot of drone-related content, tutorials, tech-related news, and the occasional product review. If you've been following my channel, you know I've just been dipping my toes into the world of FPV, and things haven't exactly gone according to plans. But I'm not discouraged, so don't worry. Yes, a little frustrated, as you know, from my last video, but not discouraged. And if you didn't see that video, I'll put a link up here, and you can see just how terribly wrong things actually went last week. So let me tell you where we're at right now with regard to my FPV quad. After the crash, I took it home and started to do a little troubleshooting. Now, if you know anything about the Rotor Riot HD1 FPV, then you know it comes in really two flavors. You can purchase the bind and fly unit, which is a pre-built, they call it the built and tuned bundle, or you can purchase the Rotor Riot HD1 do-it-yourself build kit. The difference in price is about $120. Obviously, it's cheaper to build it yourself. I went with the bind and fly option because I wanted to get into the air and get some fly time in right away, as I'm sure some of you will as well. Now, of course, I knew I would have to rebuild it at some point, but I didn't expect to have to do it quite so quickly. If you're thinking about getting into FPV, just know you're going to have to learn how to rebuild these things. There's just no way around it. Sooner or later, you're going to crash, like I did, and break something or a lot of somethings. So after my crash last week and some troubleshooting, I discovered I fried my ESC. This 5-inch quad comes with a Hobbywing 60 amp ESC, so I'm in the process of replacing that. I got a new one already ordered, and it should be here in the next day or two. I know it's fried because I get no tones when I connect up the battery, and if you're not getting any tones on your quad when you first connect the battery, the first thing you want to look at your ESC. Additionally, with the battery connected and logging into BLHeli32, software, I get a message, no valid ESC configuration found. Now, I also broke off a small piece of the antenna inside the DJI FPV air unit. There's a small piece lodged inside the MMCX female connector, as you can see here in this picture. I'm told it's not typical, but clearly this can happen. I also lost an end cap on one of the antennas, and if you watched the previous video, you know I destroyed one of my LiPo 4S's as well. So as you can see here on the bench, I've got my Rotor Riot HD1 torn apart. I'm going to need to solder a new Hobbywing ESC to all the motor wires once that arrives. I also have to replace just the DJI FPV air unit. The actual DJI FPV camera cable to the air unit's actually fine. You can save yourself a few dollars and just replace the air unit itself without the camera. You'll save yourself about $80 buying just the air unit without the camera component. Once the new parts are installed, I'm going to need to reactivate the new DJI FPV air unit with the DJI Assistant app. I also need to bind the new air unit to my DJI FPV goggles as well. It's really easy to do this. Just push the little red button on the goggles next to the power cable. A paper clip works fine, and then click the little button under the micro SD card on the quad. Fortunately for me, the flight controller looks fine, so I shouldn't need to reconfigure anything in Betaflight, but I'll double check everything once everything's reassembled in the quad. Also, because the stack was not oriented in the default position, the motors will need to be double checked again in Betaflight to ensure that they're spinning in the right order. And finally, I need to log into BLHeli32 and make a new configuration change in there as well. Typically, motor 1 and motor 2 are reversed in BLHeli32, so I'll need to ensure everything's configured properly there as well. If I lost you, that's okay. We're going to cover all this in a part 2 video where I'm going to go through all the steps that I'm using to reconfigure this quad and rebuild it again. If you have a Rotor Riot HD1, the Rotor Riot team also did a build video for this quad, which is a great reference, and I'll put a link below if you want to check that out for more detail as well. Like I said, I'm going to do a video when I finally get to rebuilding this, but you can check that out also. Now, I did read all the comments in last week's video, and the support from you guys was great, so thank you. I appreciate the encouragement. Now, it seems like many of you understand the heartache and the frustration that comes with flying FPV. A few of you may not follow my channel regularly, so I'll mention that I have put in a good 20 to 30 hours on the flight simulator liftoff prior to the crash, but I don't think the flight simulator can fully prepare you for the power of some of these quads. It's not to say you shouldn't use the flight sim before checking one of these out. I'm just saying that from my own personal experience, it's not exactly like the sim. My flying in the sim is actually pretty good, believe it or not. I've posted videos on Instagram showing me using the liftoff flight simulator as well, if you haven't seen that. So with that being said, I'm thinking I should have this quad up and running in the next day or two. I actually feel very comfortable about repairing the quad at this point. I should also mention that my original idea for the air unit was to simply replace the damaged MMCX female connector inside the DJI FPV air unit. And some of you may ask, why didn't I just pull out the broken piece? Well, I tried that and it's nearly impossible to get a grip on the broken off piece, and it's wedged in there really tightly. So just an FYI, I did try that at first, but I just couldn't get it. In case you ever break an antenna like I did, someone on the DJI forum did say they can be replaced by cutting them out on a rework station. I'm not really familiar with that. They're not just soldered on, so you can't put your solder gun on these MMCX connectors to remove them. Believe me, I tried, and that didn't do anything. Unfortunately, I don't quite have that level of experience, and I'm told I probably destroyed the trace on the circuit board when I physically pulled out the MMCX connector. A trace on a circuit board is basically the networking of circuitry making up the circuit board. It's kind of a picture I'll put up here, help you understand if you're not familiar with that. I wasn't. So hey, I did try. If I did know how to cut them out, a new MMCX female connector would have cost me like 43 cents. But again, it's a little above my skill set right now. I think depending on who you ask, you're going to get different answers about replacing these MMCX female connectors within the DJI FPV air unit. If you've ever done it successfully, please let me know in the comments below. I'd be interested in hearing how you did it. Better yet, if you can point me to a video for future reference, that'd be great. I couldn't find one on YouTube, but like I said, they'd probably be done. I just really don't have the skills to do it. So if nothing else, I'm learning a lot about putting this quad back together and how to fully troubleshoot it when it gets damaged. It's a little time consuming, but I'm getting there. Stay tuned for my next test flight video, because I finally synced up with some other FPV flyers in my area, which I think will make a huge difference in the learning curve. There's a place nearby me called the Drone Academy. And if you follow my Instagram, you know I posted a picture of me next to their sign earlier this week. I actually signed up for a class. Well, actually, they offer a bunch of drone-related classes, and I'm going to leave a link below to their website if you want to check it out. They're located in Flemington, New Jersey. Now, as far as I know, they're the only drone academy in New Jersey, and they do classroom learning as well as one-on-one instruction. I'm going to have them help me get my FPV flights going and hopefully save myself some money and some time in the process. Seems like a really good academy, so I'll keep you posted on what my takeaway is from that as well. Now, I was trying to do it all on my own, but I think when it comes to flying an FPV, it's like any other sport, and if you can learn from others who are already doing it, the learning curve probably improves dramatically. So, like I said, stay tuned. I think we're gonna have some successes coming up real soon. Oh, and that leads me right into my question for you guys. Do you want to continue seeing my progress or failures as I'm learning FPV, or would you prefer just to see the end result when I'm finally flying FPV successfully? Let me know in the comments. I'd also love to hear if seeing my FPV torn apart and on the bench is helpful to any of you or not. Does it offer you any value as you watch the channel? I mean, I could do a whole video on resoldering everything and reconfiguring it in Betaflight and BL Heli 32 if that's something that you're interested in. So let me know. Give me your feedback, and I'll base my next couple videos on the comments that I get below. And on a final note, after I post this video, probably actually tonight, I'm going to be picking up my Skydio 2. Hopefully the weather cooperates, because I want to take it out, take it through the trails with me on my one-wheel XR and see how it holds up. So I'm really excited that's coming. So I'm going to post some videos, in between the FPV stuff as well. I did get my Mavic Air out the other day. Didn't have a chance to post anything regarding that yet. And I saw a bunch of comments in the previous video that you liked to see, actually Melissa, my wife, in the last video. So I heard you, and I think she's agreed to help me in my next FPV video as well. So keep the comments coming. I do appreciate the feedback, and I think that's it. If you got any value out of this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate the support. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell for future notifications as well. And until next time, take care and happy flying. Oh, and if you're still here, don't forget to check out my Patreon account. Links are below. Anything you pledge goes right back into the growth of this channel. Last month was a little expensive. as you probably are aware, and I want to keep being able to provide you guys quality content. I'm hoping others can learn from the videos I'm providing, and that's really the goal. So thanks again for watching, guys. Have a good one. And as a bonus, if you made it even this far, I'll give you a sneak peek, something I just ran out and signed for. You know what it is.